Sujin, leader of the Amani trolls who allied themselves to the Orcish horde during the Second War, who went around to all the troll villages and challenged each leader to feats of strength and won each time to unite the forest trolls. Last boss of the Zolomon raid in BC, was a very flamboyant shop owner in the ill-fated Warcraft point-and-click adventure game.
Well, surely you've heard of the notorious Sujin?
Well,
it's true. I am Sujin, once the fiercest troll ever to flay an elf. It was I who single-handedly united the trolls and the orcs to wreak havoc and destruction upon the Alliance during the war. But alas, we withered in defeat. So, you want to buy a garden gnome?
In the Valley of the Four Winds, under the steps of the Imperial Granary, you can find a mesmerizing fruit hat. Put it on while you're in your garrison, and your character will dance around with the fruit hat on for about an hour. And a Congo line of your garrison NPCs will start to follow you around. Latian was kind of a big deal. He defeated Didnt, the Titan Keeper who created the elemental planes that imprisoned the four elemental lords including Ragnaros, and absorbed his power, conquered all of Pandaria, and defeated one of the August Celestials in a one-on-one fight. Each August Celestial is equivalent to an ancient, including Malorn, Aviana, Sonaris, etc. Latian just eventually died of old age. What we fought in Pandaria was just a resurrected form of him. Corgus, a simple mushroom vendor in Orgabar, actually plays a part in WoW lore. After the events of the Cataclysm, and before Garrosh bombed Theramore, Malkorok and a group of Korkron soldiers went to Corjus's mushroom shop in the Cleft Shadows to punish him for merely disagreeing with Garrosh's plans. When Korjus said his shop was closed, Malkorok replied that they were not there for supplies, they were there for him. He was then taken into custody where he was beaten and then returned to his shop to display what happened to people who don't agree with Garrosh. Then in the book War Crimes, during Garrosh's trial, he is called upon by Bane to show the past events of Malkorok going to Razor Hill Inn and killing one of the undead and Blood Elf generals for mocking Garrosh. Usually, if a character is given a name in-game, there is probably a reason for it. There is a secret second level in Undercity that you can only get to by flying. In Alpha WoW, there were plans to have shops and vendors up there, and there was actually a ramp to get up there as well, but it's mostly empty now. The pools of Vision in Thunderbluff are occupied exclusively by Forsaken, and is the only place in Thunderbluff with no Tauren NPCs. The pools are said to deliver messages from the dead, and the Tauren place a strong emphasis on the value of life, so they don't really like the Forsaken being there, and only begrudgingly let them stay there because of their alliance. You also couldn't mount inside the Pools of Vision until late Wrath of the Lich King, despite it being part of a major city. In Silithus, there are the remains of a bronze dragon named Grakron, who was killed in the War of the Shifting Sands by an Anubisath. The thing is though, most Anubisaths are kinda dumb, but one of them was smart enough to throw its sword into the dragon's wing to take it down. He was then merely mauled to death as his allies came and finished off the dragon on the ground, and taken back into the city, where Cthulhu himself personally fixed him up and gave him power. And that's the last boss of AQ20, Assyrian the Unscarred. Drekthar, the general and final boss for the Horde in the AV battleground, is a blind old man in a wheelchair now. All AV battles actually take place in the past, where Drekthar can still walk. Drekthar also holds the distinction of being the only person in-game in a wheelchair. See these two islands right here in the vanilla WoW cinematic? Well, they're not in-game right now, but they were in the Alpha WoW as the islands of Dr. Lapis and Gilligan's Island. Elune is one of the few true deities of Azeroth, that is, one of the few gods known to actually exist, and is widely believed to be the mother of Sonaris.